Well, I think most of us would agree that it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's football season. In light of football season, picture this. It's 1st and 10. You and your team, you call a timeout, you're in the huddle. Coach has this play drawn up for you. He just tells you, look out for the ball, right? You ain't caught a pass all game. Coach told you, look out for the ball. So you go, y'all line up. Now, it's 1st and 10, but your team, you're lined up on the 10-yard line on the wrong side of the 50. You got 90 yards to go, right? 15 seconds left on the clock. Only 90 yards separates you and your team from the game-winning touchdown. We line up, right? Defense is talking noise. Oh, man, I'm going to get you at the line. You're not going to get past me. What you think this is? You ain't getting past. All that, right? And we're listening. Down. Sit. Hut. It's go time. All of a sudden, you realize it's an all-out blitz. Defenders coming in everywhere trying to take your quarterback out. The D-line rushing from the left. D-line rushing from the right. D-backs coming in straight through the middle. Everybody is coming all over the place. And your defender, catch this now, the guy that's supposed to be guarding you has the same level of aggression as they do. But get this, he overplayed himself. He slipped. He fell. Now you're sitting there wide open. Like any good quarterback, your quarterback notices that you're wide open. What does he do? Flicks it over to you. You catch it. Now remember, everybody blitzed. Everybody went in. The person that was defending you, they slipped and fell. Now all you have to do is run the route in front of you. It's you and 90 yards. That's the only thing that separates the touchdown. There's nobody in front of you, right? So you catch the ball, you start running, and it's on. 90 yards separates you from victory. So you're running. I'm giving, yeah. I knew I was going to do this. Man, we worked so hard. And all of a sudden you hear a voice say, hey, you got 60 more yards. That's a long way to run. You should probably slow down. You're going to run out of breath. But then the other side, he was like, yeah, but there's nobody in front of me. You just keep going, you keep going. And then you hear that voice again. Hey, 40 yards left. You're probably going to get tired like you did that one time before. Remember in practice, you got really, really tired right around this spot, and they took you out of practice because they said you didn't work hard enough? You remember that? You might as well just give up right here. I did mess up that one time before. I messed up a couple times before. But on this play, I got to give it my all. I got to go for it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And then you hear, psst, psst, hey, that's safety. He's catching up pretty fast. He's probably going to get you before you get to the end zone. Why don't you just stop right here on the 20? You know, y'all still got it. Y'all are close enough to make it happen. Just go ahead and lay down right here, though, man. You're close enough. You did what you were supposed to do. Yeah, I am close. That's why I got to keep going. Going. Touchdown. Boom. Game wins. Game winners, I'm sorry. Crowd goes wild. Right? You just scored the winning touchdown. Just how your coach planned for it to happen. Remember, coach drew up the play. He told you, hey, look for the ball. Right? Now, along the way, the enemy tried to whisper lies to you. Hey, you're never going to make it. You're going to get tired too soon. You should just stop right here. Hey, man, just give up. Just give up. It's okay. You did a good job. You tried your hardest. Just give up, right? Whole way down there. But here's the thing. Your coach already knew this would happen. Coach already knew, right? You see, your coach, your cloud, God, he already understands how the enemy plays the game. See, the opposition always overplays their hand. They're down on the 10-yard line. Oh, man, we're going to send everything at them. They're going to mess this up. We're going to win the game, right? They overplay their hand. He already knows this. God already knows how your enemy thinks. He knows that the enemy is going to try and bombard you with everything they got. They're going to send every person at you, just causing chaos, wreaking havoc. right? He already knows this. Coaches he already know. Your enemy wanted to crush you way back on the 10-yard line, right? Before the play was even called, before the play even started, he was already trying to throw you off. Oh man, we're gonna get you as soon as you have that ball. Oh, I'm gonna jam you up on the line. Like, he already tried to throw you off before the play even started, right? Because your enemy figures that if I can stop you before you actually start, I won already. That's easy, right? But here's the thing, don't forget, coach already knows this. You see, if he can break this play up before I get my momentum going, I'll never stand a chance. That's why coach told you, hey, don't pay attention to all that. Look for the ball, right? Once you get it, just run. Because your coach, who also happens to be the creator of the game itself, he already knows how it's going to end. He's already been there. He created it. He created the ending, right? So he already knows exactly how this thing is going to end. And that's why he drew up this play specially made just for you. All you had to do was run the play. That's it. Be where coach told you to be and run just like he told you to do it. Guaranteed to succeed every single time. For some of you, this year feels like a long, drawn-out game of football. And you feel like you haven't scored all year long, right? Not the case, though. It's not. You see, the game seems long, but it does have a finite time that it's going to go for, and then there's going to be a completion, right? It's going to be completed at some point. We just have to play our role in this game and be who we're supposed to be in those moments. Be who coach told us to be in this game. So even though the year may feel like it's dragging along, you got to look at it from a different perspective. You're given an opportunity to understand that we have more time than maybe we did before to get some things completed. We have more opportunities to realize that we need to be walking in completion, right? So today, we're going to talk about completed plans. It's already done. Let's go.
I'm up in the clouds, I ain't coming down. Don't follow the crowd, I follow the cloud. Follow, the cloud. I'm up in the clouds, I ain't coming down. Don't follow the crowd, I follow the cloud. Follow the cloud. Follow the cloud.
Welcome back to Follow the Cloud. I'm your host, David D, and I'm so excited to be back. A lot has happened since we last spoke. If you recall off the last episode, God told me to move across the country. He told me to leave my job of 5 years. You know, I've seen him show up big time. Every day hasn't been easy, I'll tell you that much. But some days, even when they feel like a failure, I still follow, right? And here we are, you know, back on the scene. So glad to be back, man. I just want to thank you all for all the love y'all have shown, man. Yeah, I see y'all are consuming this content. Like, I see what you're doing. You know, I'm getting some really great stories from people who are talking about just, even when they've shared the content with somebody, just their response and their reactions and things like that. And man, you know, glory be to God. Glory be to cloud. Like, it's very encouraging. And just thank you all for your support, man. Don't forget to follow us on YouTube at Follow the Cloud. Don't forget to follow the IG, the Instagram page at the number 2, Follow the Cloud. And make sure when you're on there, like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Make sure you go and listen. You can listen to this podcast anywhere where podcasts are found. That's Apple, that's Spotify, that's Google Podcasts, that's Anchor. Just everywhere, wherever it's found. And if they don't have it, talk to them. So make sure you subscribe and comment. Let me know what you think. If it's something that infects you, or if it's something that you have a positive experience with, share it with somebody. Brighten someone else's day. You never know what that might do for them. So let's dive in. Completed before arrival. Hear me out. What does that mean, right? Completed. Let's go with completed, right? I'm not gonna give you like dictionary definitions. I think we kind of know what these words mean. Completed means finish, right? Already done. Before means prior to, and then arrival means arrival. So, in other words, completed before arrival is finish prior to arriving. What does that mean? Where is that coming from? I'm gonna tell you. So when you get a call from the cloud, right, we must first understand that the plan was completed before it even got to you. Completed before arrival. Before you even got the plans, they were already finished, right? It's like somebody handed you a fixed game. Hey, here you go. Remember we used the football example, right? When that play was called, when that play was drawn up for you to run and get that touchdown, like coach already guaranteed you success. He already guaranteed you victory. All you had to do was run the play. That's it. It was a completed play. It was a completed plan before it even arrived to you. So remember in episode 5, and if you haven't seen episode 5 or any of the other episodes, make sure you go back and check them out. But in episode 5, Faux Fear, we discussed about when God sent the people of Israel on a journey to the promised ED, right? Promised land. Remember we talked about promised, meaning promised with the ED, meaning it was already promised to them. It was already theirs, right? It was already theirs. All they had to do was just go and claim it. So it's the same concept, right? Completed upon arrival, meaning that when he gives you that word, when he gives you that direction, when he gives you that, hey, go out and do this, it's already done. He just needs you to play your part and walk into it, right? Literally walk into it most times. When he talked to Moses, he came to Moses in Exodus 3:10, and he told him like, hey, go over there, talk to Pharaoh, free my people. I see what they're going through. Get them up out of there, right? It was already done. Now, if we go and we actually dive into there, we know Moses had some issues with that. Hey, I ain't really, that ain't my style. I'm not really trying to do that. Why me? Moses was counting himself out. But what he didn't realize is that this thing was already completed. He's only telling you to do this because he wants to use you. He only tells you to do something because he wants to use that for you. Before you even got here on this earth, there was a plan for your life. There was a plan for you to be successful in whatever it was he, coach, cloud, God, wanted you to be successful in. So all you had to do is when he gives you the play, when he tells you, hey, go do this. Hey, this is what we're on right now. You have to know instantly, all right, this is already completed. All I need to do is walk, right? So when he told Moses, hey, go free my people, like all Moses had to do was walk, right? When he told the people of Israel, hey, I'm sending you to the promised land, right? Promised land. When he told them that, it was already completed. It was already theirs. They just had to go and inhabit it. They just had to go and take what was already theirs, right? So when we're given a direction from God, we have to understand, one, that it's already completed. So it's like, hey, go start that business that you've been dreaming about. Hey, I've been telling you to, build knowledge on this particular thing. Okay, now I want you to go start this business, or I want you to start training these people. Hey, that gift you have that everyone loves you for? Yeah, now it's time to do something with it. I want to show you what I meant for that, to why I put that in your life. Go and talk to this person, or go and be in this room. Whatever it is that, God is telling you, whatever it is that your cloud is telling you to do, right? It's already completed. Even other things, right? Hey, I know I've been showing you this, but I want you to go back to school first. We've been talking about it. I've been kind of giving you ideas about school. It's time. Now I need you to go back to school and do this. Oh, but I don't know. I haven't been in school for so long. Hello, it's already completed, right? He told you to do it because he knew that it would be completed. He knew that you would find success in it, right? Maybe it's, hey, go reconcile with the person that you fell out with last week, or, go mend that relationship from a couple years ago where you and someone fell out. Whatever it may be, right? Take heed to the direction, because the direction is given to you in order for completion to occur. So whatever it is already coming to you complete. You're getting a nice gift wrap box that says finish on the inside of it. All you got to do is walk with that box and do whatever he tells you to do with it, right? The problem that most of us face is that we don't like the process of completion, right? Being honest, we don't like the process of completion. We want to see it completed in our time. We want to see it completed the way we want to see it completed. It's like, I don't want to do it with those people over there, man. I don't really like them. Can I just do it on my own? Or I don't really, want to go back to school. Like, I think I can do this without it. I can make it happen. It's not what you think, right? You didn't create the plans. The direction didn't come from you. The direction came to you, and its purpose is to be used through you, right? All you need to do is listen. It's not about what you like and what you don't like. Think about when we were growing up, right? If I would have told my mom, let's say she gave me a direction to go clean my room. Well, I think it's pretty clean, I like it. It's not about what you like. I told you, what? It's because I said so, right? There's already a plan in place, Maybe she wants to take us out for ice cream later on, and you got to clean your room before we go get ice cream. But now you sitting here arguing, and now you get no ice cream, and you still got to clean the room. Same thing with the plan that comes to you. When we sit there and go back and forth with the director, right, with the author and the finisher, when we sit there and argue with the cloud about a direction that he's given us, y'all do understand it's still gonna get done, right? Like, you can drag your feet. You can do what you want to do. It's still going to get done. I talked about that last episode. I shot that last episode at like 3-something in the morning. I think 2 days before I was getting ready to hit the road and leave town to drive 18 and a half hours away to where I am now. And I was tired. I was dead tired. But truth be told, he told me to shoot that episode like 2 weeks prior to that. He had already given it to me. But I was dragging my feet. I don't know. I'll get to it. And then, he hit me with a mega bomb at like 2:30 in the morning. And I was like, okay, I got to go get this done. Look here. I don't know about y'all, man. If you're in the midst of moving, you probably are already tired. But then to have to record a podcast episode on top of that, edit and do all of that, it ain't making it no better. And so it's like, it still got done, because he told me to do it, meaning that he already meant for it to be completed. He, gave me an opportunity to do it in an easier way a couple weeks prior, where I wouldn't have had to be so tired and I wouldn't have to put so much time into it. But, I dragged my feet. But it still got done. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So even when you go back and forth, it's still going to get done. You'd be better off to just take the completed work and do it right then and there. Like, why put off what you can get done today, right? So the problem that we have to overcome is the process of completion. The process of completion was not made for us to love it necessarily, right? The process of completion doesn't always look glamorous. The process of completion isn't always the easiest, but the process of completion always leads to completion. Like, it always leads to that thing being completed. And quite honestly, that's a race that you want to run every time, right? If you think about a race, you don't win the race in the first couple steps, right? Some people would say, oh, well, you get a good start. Yeah. If you get a good start though, and you slip and you scab all your knees up and you don't complete the race, then you still lose anyway. The race is not actually complete until you cross the finish line. Another issue that a lot of us face is we don't necessarily enjoy how the finish line looks. So for some people, maybe you've been given an order or a direction to go, volunteer at a certain place. And you're looking like, I don't really like how it looks over there. Or those people smell bad. Things simple as that. Or maybe, your cloud tells you to go and apply, hey, I got a job for you. I need you to go work at this place over there. And you're like, oh, well, they don't pay me like this job pays me. They don't pay me what I'm worth. I'm sorry. Who gave you that job? Huh? Let me tell you what happened to me. I was working a job. I was 23, I believe. 22 or 23, something like that. And I had a really, really great job. I've been blessed, right? I've been blessed to come up on some really great jobs that a lot of people would say I'm not qualified for, but I know who my qualifier is. Hello. So I had this great job, and I remember so clearly, I was making great money for a 22, 23-year-old with no real bills. I was making incredible money. And he told me to leave this job, and I was like, are you crazy? You see how much they're paying me? No, I'm not leaving this. And he said, okay. And he came back again. He said, listen, hey, I need you to leave this job. And I was like, yeah, all right, cash this check. Kept going. And then finally he came, he said, so I needed you to leave this job because I had something else set up for you. You didn't do it, and now you have to wait for this opportunity to come back around. But in the meantime, since you have so much control, I'm going to take this job from you. Yeah, that one you love so much that you wouldn't leave for me. I'm going to take it from you because you think you gave it to yourself. So now that I've taken it from you, go sit down and wait for me to come back. Listen, when I tell you it was a humbling experience, it taught me a lot in that moment that, okay, it's not always about what I think or what I feel like. Okay, yeah, maybe that job wasn't paying me as much, but the ceiling was much higher, right? The job that I ended up working in finance, gave me Sundays off, so I was actually able to go to church. I was actually able to, serve and find community. All of these different things happened for me doing what he wanted me to do. What the cloud wanted me to do months and months and months in advance would have been easier. I would have made more money by that time, and I wouldn't have had to go 3 months without employment waiting for him to show up. So I just want to encourage someone, if you're getting that whisper about, hey, do this for me or go do that, and you're stuck on what the finish line looks like and you kind of giving it a side eye, do not be the person that he has to drag to the finish line. It does not feel good. And you're still going to end up at the finish line anyway. Just a quick warning for you. So we're back in, right? The cloud understands this. If I, cloud, said something or said to run this play, it's already done, right? So as the player in this game, we have to have the understanding and the mind, okay, I got to run this race. This is the race that was put in front of me. This is the play that was put in front of me. This is the direction that was put in front of me. I got to go out and do this, because every time coach is giving me a play, or every time, the cloud is giving me a direction, or every time God is giving me, something to do, it's always worked out. So you have to also understand this. Every play may not necessarily result in a touchdown, right? Redefine success. Success in our eyes is not always what the cloud deems a success. So maybe, God is moving you to a new job, or maybe he's moving you to a new space and place, or maybe he's, taking you out of something that you're really comfortable with, and he's putting you somewhere that, no, maybe they're not paying you more money. Maybe you don't have as many friends on this job, or maybe, whatever it may be. But you can't allow what you think success is to dictate what he already has called success. Remember, when he gave you that assignment, it was already completed, which means that success was already wrapped up inside of it. You have to understand that your idea of success and his idea of success are not the same. The Bible tells us very clearly, our thoughts are not his thoughts. His ways are not our ways, right? He don't think the way we think. We think here in front of us. He thinks here above all things. So it's like we can see what's in front of us, and some of us, we have a good spiritual eye where we can kind of see a little bit past that, but he literally sees the beginning, the middle, and the end. So whatever it is that he's placed you in that position for, wherever he's placed you in that moment, you have to not only be content, but be joyful where you are. Be joyful about it and be excited about it. Like, okay, maybe I'm not making as much money here, but hey, now I'm off on Sundays. I can actually go and, do this. Or maybe, I'm not making as much money, doing this position, or maybe I was making more over there, but hey, now I actually get off at a decent hour and I can spend time with my family. You don't always know what completion or what success looks like from the one who actually drew up the play. It's your job to make sure you just walk the play out, right? Success is not always going to be touchdown. Maybe success is, hey, go in there for 3 plays, run the ball down the middle, tire out their defensive backs, and then on that 4th play, we just going to throw a bomb down the field, right? Your run leads to the success of that long pass down the field, right? You have to soften up the defenders so that when they go for that long pass, hey, we thought they were going to run the ball. They just ran the ball 2 times in a row. I thought it was coming again, right? So you have to understand, you may not always be the touchdown maker, right? But you're going to absolutely contribute to a touchdown happening because everything works together for our good. Like you're going to be who you're supposed to be. You're going to set up that thing for later. If you're not that person that's actually catching or throwing that ball later. You know, you just have to remove your idea of what you think completion or what success looks like. And then, so if y'all want to go check it out, it's Isaiah 55:6 through 11, right? Where he talks about our thoughts not being his thoughts, our ways not being his ways. Isaiah 55:11 specifically says, though, that the word that goes out from his mouth, Cloud's mouth, God's mouth, Coach's mouth, the word that leaves his mouth does not return to him void, right? So think void is empty of promise, empty of success, empty of completion, lacking completion, right? It does not return to him void, but it will accomplish what he pleases, and it shall prosper in that thing where it was sent. So when he gives you a word, when he gives you a direction, we can't worry about, hey, I don't know if this is going to work out. Yeah, you don't know if it's going to work out. But the one who gave the word already knew that it was going to work out because his word doesn't return to him void, right? It doesn't return empty. That thing is full of promise. When he gives you a word, it's full of promise. When he told the people of Israel to go to the promised land, that direction was full of promise. Play on words. It was full of promise though, truly, right? Don't be the person that gets stuck on the journey because you're so busy trying to discover, hey, okay, what's the end gonna be like? Or how's this gonna work out? No. Just go. Just walk. A lot of you are, in different situations where, in this time of a pandemic and COVID or whatever, you're working maybe hands-on, you're working maybe, with kids or whatever it may be. Understand this, if that's where he has called you to be, he's got it. He's got success already in mind. He's got completion already in mind. A lot of us have to understand this, not only that when the word comes, it's already completed, but when the cloud gives you an assignment, it's already completed. It's already graded, right? It's already got a good, perfect grade on it. All you have to do is walk to the perfect grade. Where we get C's and D's is we try and change the assignment or we try and move the due date, right? I know for me, if I didn't move at the precise time that I was told to move, I would have missed everything that he had for me. I would have missed it all, man. I can't even really, I would need a whole 3 episodes to really talk about just how much has happened since, I first got the direction to move and just how much he's shown up. And I understand that it wouldn't have, if I would have moved when I wanted to move, I would have missed out on all those blessings that came my way because of it. So a lot of us need to realize that we can't necessarily focus on the due date, but we should focus more on doing what's required to be completed by the due date. You know what I'm saying? Don't focus on the fact that, oh man, this is going to be due on the 13th. No. Focus on the fact oh man, I got some work to do and it's going to be done because it's already completed and it's going to be ready on the 13th or whatever it is, right? You have to make sure that you do the work that's to come due. You can't just sit around there waiting for the due date to show up. All right, yeah, man, God is going to show up on this day. Yeah, he is going to show up and he's going to be looking at you like, hey, what you been doing this whole time? You just been waiting on me? No, I need you to go get this. I need you to go do that. I need you to go do this. If you spent all of your time waiting for him to show up, And hear me, I don't want you to mistake what I'm saying. It's good to wait on him, right? It's good to wait for direction. It's good to wait to hear. But understand this, you still have to do some work. You know, faith without works is dead. You still have to do some work in the meantime. You still have to prepare yourself. You still have to work on some internal things, like whatever it is that he's telling you to do, whatever it is that's going to get you into the direction of that next step of completion. Like, you have to still do some kind of work, because when he gets to you, he wants to pick you up and just keep going, not stop and say, oh, you didn't do these things? Man, I thought you were at least, okay, all right, well, let's stop the train. Let's slow everybody else down, because we got to get you together, right? That's not completion. Now you're working on your own time. You've got to be so impactful in your time of wait. You've got to be so impactful in your journey, right? Because I know that I'm going to get to the finish line, I have to be impactful at every step that I take, because I know that every step is completion. Every step is victory. Every step means that I'm getting closer to the finish. I don't just sit there and stop moving because he says I'm going to be at the finish line. I know that I got to take some steps to get to the finish line, right? So imagine if we could live on that level of faith, to not only hear the cloud speak, but to immediately know that anything the cloud spoke to you was already complete. It's already done, right? Sure, you may not see it completed in that moment, but you already know, like, yeah, but it's complete though. It's already done. You may not be the one that takes the company to the mountaintop, right? He calls you, tells you, hey, go help build this company up. You may not be the one, 10 years from now that sees that company reach its ultimate success. But you were the one that got it started. You were the one that he needed to be there in position to help give them that fire they needed to start. Or maybe you were the one who got that transfer to that department and you were like, I don't really like this too much. But then all of a sudden you ended up infecting positively your coworkers. Man, I used to hate this job, but ever since you came working in this department, I love it now. You're always so positive. Whatever it may be, there's always a purpose. There's always a plan. There's always a design and a desire, right? You just have to focus on completion. You may not be the person that sees the dynasty come to pass, but knowing that you were maybe the person that picked all the players, because he told you, hey, pull this person on the team, pull this person on the team, go over there, get that quarterback, pull them on the team, right? You may not have been there when they won 4 or 5 championships, but you had a hand in the beginning in getting it started. And that is what's actually important. What place are you holding? And not just that, is it the place that you're supposed to be in? All we have to do is come into agreement and prepare for the arrival of said completion. Ask yourself, am I walking in completion? Ask yourself this, what have I stopped walking towards en route to completion? Ask yourself this, where did I stop en route to completion? Most importantly though, if this is you, ask yourself this, how do I pick back up? Remember, once you get the play, you are guaranteed completion. The play has already been drawn up for your success. What are you waiting for? So listen, this has been another episode of Follow the Cloud. I just thank you all for tuning in, sticking with me. If this was a great message for you, if this was something that you felt like you needed, make sure you share it with somebody. You have no idea what somebody else may be going through, or they might need to see this too. Don't be stingy. Don't be greedy. Share this with someone, right? Also, I want to remind you all, come follow us on Instagram at the number 2 Follow the Cloud, on YouTube at Follow the Cloud, and anywhere where podcasts are found, you can find us in there. If you have any questions, send me a comment, shoot me a message. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe. And let's start let's finish the conversation. How about that? Let's continue the conversation, complete the conversation in the comments. So I'll see you over there, man. If you have questions or anything, let's talk about it. If you're struggling in your own walk or you're struggling in your own following, let's pray together, right? More awaits you, and I'm excited to see you get there. This has been another episode of Follow the Cloud. We out.
I'm up in the clouds, I ain't coming down. Don't follow the crowd, I follow the cloud. Follow,